When and why is the passive used? Today I will be describing 7 uses for the passive, and I'll be answering why, when, and why the passive is used. So let's get started. The first usage, the passive is used when the subject is not important or the information is well known. Anyone who lives in California knows that most people do not use public transportation, but we drive. So people drive a lot of cars in California. Okay, well, yeah, of course, people drive cars. So we don't need. We can change this sentence and we can drop people and say a lot of cars are driven in California, and we don't need to mention the subject. The subject is not important, and it's well known that people are the ones who drive cars. Moving forward now, the passive is also used when the focus is on the action or on the object. So here, for example, the French made the Statue of Liberty. This sentence is focusing on the French, but if I rewrite this sentence as a passive sentence, then the Statue of Liberty was made by the French. Here, the focus is on the Statue of Liberty. Okay, I'm focusing on that. So moving forward, we also use the passive is also often used to report the news. So here is a famous headline from the Los Angeles Times, and it states, Mystery air object seen in sky over LA. So this is the an old newspaper headline, but you notice that a passive is used. Mystery air objects are seen. Okay, and something you should note is that news headlines usually drop grammar words such as articles and auxiliaries. So that's why they don't use the be auxiliary here, but it still is the passive. Okay, moving forward, the passive is also used when the writer speaker does not want to directly blame someone. Very interesting article, and I will post it in the description. Is that usually the passive is used a lot in newspaper articles when a person is shot by a police officer, and the writer does not want to directly blame the police officer or anyone for that matter. So here we go. This is last night a burglary suspect was shot and killed in an officer involved shooting. Here, they don't mention who did the shooting, which was by an officer. Okay, so burglary suspect was shot by an officer. Okay, the officer doing the action, the agent doing the action was dropped. The passive is also used when the person who did the action is unknown. Here's another headline. First National Bank robbed. Okay, so of course this is the passive. The First National Bank was robbed. Okay, but by who? We don't know. The article doesn't mention it, and it's most likely that the thief was unknown when the article was written. Moving forward, the passive is also used to report a procedure or a result. Okay, these are usage 7, reporting a procedure, usage 6, reporting a procedure, usage 7, reporting a result. So here we go. First, the product was developed, procedure. Then it was tested, procedure. Finally, the tests were studied, procedure. Therefore, the decision to produce more was made, results. Common verbs that are used like this is compare, develop, examine, make, measure, study, and test. This is actually usually used for to report and procedures and results for laboratory experiments in articles, or any experiment for that matter in an article. So quickly to summarize, when is the subject used? When is the passive used? The passive is used when the subject is not important or the information is well known. When the focus is on the action or on the object to report the news. When the writer speaker does not want to directly blame someone. When the person who did the action is unknown, and to report a procedure or a result. I hope that you enjoyed this presentation. If you have any thoughts, questions, or concerns, please email me, and I look forward to meeting you in class. Lastly, these are my references for those images. Please have a wonderful afternoon.